Our daily Bible reading today comes from Psalms chapter 120 through chapter 126. And our daily devotional today here at Carrollton Christian Fellowship comes from Psalm chapter 120. And with Psalm chapter 120, what this is this is the beginning of the next 15 Psalms that are Psalms of Ascent. So it is believed that these Psalms, these next 15 Psalms, that they were Psalms for the purpose of singing in and on the ascent to Jerusalem at the different appointed feasts throughout the year. And so if this is true, then this would have been psalms that were sung throughout the years and throughout the generations as they went to make those pilgrimages there. And so these would have also been psalms that Jesus and his disciples would have sung, if this is the fact. The main thing here that we see is that these psalms are for a purpose of reminding the children to call out to the Lord and reminding the children of Israel where and what the children of Israel are trusting in and their hope in and their deliverance is in. And so with Psalm chapter 120, what we see is that this first psalm of these psalms of ascent is that this is a psalm for those who are in distress. And this distress is a distress that comes from those who are lying and deceiving and who are speaking ill about those and opposing those who seek to live a set-apart life for the Lord. Now, living a set-apart life for the Lord, there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with the individual who desires to live a life that is set apart and who applies the word of the Lord to their lives. And actually, the word actually commends that individual. Just as we saw yesterday with our daily reading and also the devotional from Psalm 119, the word of God actually commends and actually encourages us to live with the word of God being set apart for the Lord, that we live and we apply that to our lives. So there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with desiring that. But the individual who does call and does lie on that individual, who that individual is not living hypocritical, is not saying one thing but yet living a different way, that individual who is then lying and then is then opposing that individual who is speaking the things of the Lord, desiring the things of the Lord, that is who the psalmist is crying out in distress to the Lord about. So that's the context here. And so this is a reminder for us as well to call out to the Lord for his deliverance from those who only seek to oppose and also to sow hatred and sowing division only when there has been nothing but words of peace, words of love, words of restoration that have been spoken from that individual. So from the individual who is desiring to live righteously before the Lord and desiring to apply the word of the Lord to their lives and encourage others. So this individual who only desires to sow contention, to sow division, only desires to sow hatred, only desires to continue to oppose the working and the forward progress of the things of the Lord. So that's what this psalm is about. And that is an encouragement to us that any time that we are experiencing this is something that is incredibly common for the individual who desires to live set apart for the Lord, that they experience this kind of treatment. And so for that individual, you do not reply, you do not get aggressive, you do not defend yourself, but you cry out to the Lord in distress for his desire and for what he desires to happen in the situation, and that he will handle the situation in his timing and in his ways. So I hope this can be a good encouragement to us today. I hope this can encourage us on how we go forward. And any time that we are having these attacks sent towards us and on us from those because we are desiring to encourage others in the Lord, just turn to Psalm chapter 120. Let this be a good psalm for you today. So I hope again this can encourage you today, encourage you on where to look for and what to keep in mind and what to keep in perspective. That it's the Lord's timing, it's also the Lord's handling of those who speak against those who desire the things of the Lord. So let this be an encouragement to you, and we look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Take care. Have a blessed one.